Why, hello there, my name's Depth Charge 2030, or the city, I don't know what the hell I'm calling myself anymore. I'm having a identity crisis right now, and today I'm talking about Super Secret Crisis War, issue number 1. Ooh, take a look at that. This is actually pretty cool. So IDW, they partnered up with Cartoon Network some time ago to, make comic books about their TV shows that have long passed, except for Ben 10 because he's still around with his TV show, which I watch. Just saying. And I just, if you're a cartoon fan and you see all these guys together, and your first thought is, fund it, give money. I just chucked a 5 at. Yeah, money. You have my money immediately. So, yeah. So let's just jump right in and talk about this issue. Because this is like the first part of a 6-issue miniseries. And there's going to be like 5 one-shots along the way. So I'm going to be checking them all out. So just jump right in first and see what this issue has. And so it just jumps right in. You just see Aku, Vilgax, Mandark, and Mojo Jojo. They're just hanging out because they're the main villains of, well, a good number of these people. So they're the main villains. They're like, we need an army. And they're just like, yeah, okay, we're gonna go get our enemies from our worlds, and we're just gonna pit them against that. It's just so crazy, and I don't care. So basically, Aku, he sends like Computrons minions after Samurai Jack. He's like, fight him, because Samurai Jack, he just kills it, and so they just transport Samurai Jack. He's now captured, because what happens is when they kill one of the robots, they just get transported into a containment cube, not even a cube, cylinder. I'm going to call these things cylinders because they're cylinders. And so Aku's like, haha! Samurai Jack, he bested that robot. Yeah, I'm winning. And then, yeah, I don't get it. So technically they're rooting for their own enemies and stuff, so. And Mandark, he's kind of just getting bossed around by everyone. He's like, Mandark, you may send this guy. I recommend this one. And so they go after Ben 10. They send the basket robots from, like, possibly my favorite episode of Samurai Jack, or, like, these assassin robots. And so they just send those after Ben 10. He beats them because he's Ben 10. And so, yeah. And then he gets transported. He's like, oh, hey, random samurai guy, what's going on? He's just, oh, ask them. And so, that's their first interaction. Ben 10 doesn't even ask who the heck he is. He's just like, I don't, it's just so crazy. And then Mandark, he sends more of those samurai basket robots after Dexter from Dexter's Lab. He's got his own miniseries, I believe, I don't know. And Dexter, he just electrocutes them both. That's awesome. He's science. And then he just calls those robots an epic fail, which is kind of, when I look back at that episode of Samurai Jack, I'm like, those things murdered a bunch of people. And then Dexter just electrocutes them both and wins, and that's awesome. And then Mandark's just like, ha 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 ha, I'm Mandark, I beat you. And so, yeah. And then Mandark has this amazing thing about, I'm going to conquer the universe, and whatnot. Then Mojo Jojo just walks and is like, Mojo Jojo. And then he sends Computron's robot after the Powerpuff Girls. They just beat it up because they're the Powerpuff Girls. They're like the most super powerful people in existence because they have every power imaginable. Except for 2 of them, because Buttercup can do that thing with her tongue. Do that thing. And so they have everyone. They just have all these people now. They're like, haha, yes, we will clone you all and make an army of you all. Yes, And so, oh, we're also going to conquer your worlds. And so they kind of get the robot people, servants together. And then there's just shenanigans with the whole villain group dynamic. And that's funny. And then Mandark and Mojo Jojo, they're like, "Oh, stop!" And then the Dynamo robot of from Powerpuff Girls kind of just goes crazy and leaves and attacks the Eds from Ed and Eddie. And so they're just like, "Oh, okay." And so the Eds, they actually beat the robot by using a magnet from a magnet crane. So they just win, like, amazingly. They have no powers. They're just three people, three random kids, and they just beat it. And then the villains are just like, oh, you know, okay, they're just three random people. Because whenever they defeat one of the robots, they just get transported. So they're there now, and I love how it's like all three of them are just mashed into that like tube. While Bubbles, she gets one, Buttercup and Blossom, they get one, and these three, they just get shoved in there. They're like cramped. And then they're called, oh, so these are the heroes of that world. They're like, hey, what do you mean you're going to conquer a world? Hey, give me Jawbreakers, I'm Eddie. And so while they're like, and then Aku and Vilgax are celebrating, Mojo Jojo and Mandark just say, hey, there's gonna be, another. We're advertising this comic right here. We're advertising that comic right now. You should read that. And that's the end of the issue. And so, what did I think? It's just crazy. This comic's just crazy. There's like, the only plot that I can gather is like, we just want to take over the world. We're going to use you guys as clones and whatnot. We just needed a reason to bring everyone together. We don't even see the villains sit down and say, hey, I just ran into you in a bar. Want to join up? Let's go do stuff. Let's go conquer the multiverse and whatnot. So, it's just all around insanity, and that's the best part about it. That's the most appealing part of it. It's just like an excuse to say, hey, all those guys, just throw them all together and see what happens. And I don't even care if it doesn't make sense. I just love seeing, like, all these characters again. I'm just happy. And so, normally I'd give something dumb, say The Punisher, like, a 3 or something. I'm gonna give this a 3.5, just because I love it in that context. Like, there's not, and it'd be worse, but I love it. So, yeah, because let's face it, the plot, like the art, it's solid. It's solid art. I love it, and it's just mind-boggling that they just do all these random things, and I'm just like, this should be making me insane right now. I should be yelling at this, but I'm not. I'm loving it, and I'm just like, oh wow, oh, I don't even know anymore. So that's my thoughts on it. I'm the city and whatnot. I'm gonna say I'm the city now. So I'm the city. You're you. Take care. I'm throwing money at this comic book now. So woo. Take care.